Good morning, everyone. This is Rene with the American School of Hypnosis. And in today's video, I'd like to speak to you about why I never wanted to be a hypnotherapist. Now, that may shock you. What? You are. You've been doing it for like 30 years. So I want us to go back to the beginning and tell you my story of what I actually had intended when I got into hypnosis, and it completely changed. Now, this might be a similar story to all of you folks as well. And if it is, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments what your story was. And even if it wasn't your story, it's something that's going to really make you think of the opportunities that you could have right now. But anyways, years ago, before I got into hypnosis, so this is about, close to 30 years ago, I was a single dad raising four little girls, okay, young girls, by myself. So I had a job at the time. I was in entertainment, but I wanted something that was a little bit more, I guess you could say, more stable. And here's what I was doing at the time. For those of you who might know me, I was actually a comedy magician or magical clown. Yes, I clowned around. And that's what I did full time. Most of it was at a theme park here in Southern Maine called Funtown, Splashtown, USA. I was their official entertainer. And I did all their entertainment in addition to having all the other bands and entertainers come in. I had my own entertainment agency. So doing that, of course, and besides working for Funtown, I did a lot of private venues. I worked with other talent agents. So we had different entertainment venues we did for corporations, for schools, and all kinds of things. So it was fun. It was busy, but I decided that I wanted to expand a little bit, and I wanted to, because at the time for the park, I was doing magic shows. I was doing different kinds of comedy shows and having bands and all that. But I was thinking comedy hypnosis. If I could do comedy hypnosis, that would be fun. Okay. So I learned a little bit. Somebody had told me about hypnosis. I never really knew anything about it up to that point. And I met someone who was familiar with comedy hypnosis, and they started telling me about this. I said, that would be cool. So from when I heard that, within 2 weeks, I was actually sitting in a class, much like the 6-day class that we teach, the live class that we teach, but it was an in-person live class, and we teach it now because of everything that's been going on, live on Zoom, interactive. So I went to a class like that with the intention of being a comedy hypnotist. Now, it was a class that had probably about 12 or 13 students, but I remember my first day of class, they went around the room and asked everybody what you're here for. What do you want to do? What's your, and I told him, I says, well, I'm an entertainer. I'd like to learn comedy hypnosis so I can bring it to the park, the theme park. And there was a doctor, one of the other students was a doctor, and he wanted to learn clinical hypnosis. And he immediately took a dislike for me the first day of class because he thought comedy hypnosis, oh, that's bad. You're taking something and, twisting it around and making a mockery of it. So here I was wanting to do comedy, and here he was wanting to do clinical. I had no desire in doing clinical. I'd never really done any kind of sessions or, things like that, one-on-one before. Didn't know anything about the holistic field. So it was kind of an interesting thing. So as class got going, of course, just like what we do, the second day of class, we all got to hypnotize each other. The first day of class, we're all hypnotized. Now, this wasn't a comedy hypnosis course. This was a regular clinical hypnosis course like what we teach, because as a result of it, yeah, you can do clinical, you can do comedy, you can do metaphysics, all those kind of things you learn how to do by the time you leave class. So come the second day, third day of class, listening to what was available, I started thinking, hey, you can really help people with this stuff. I mean, I felt how strong hypnosis was for me when they were hypnotizing me. And I said, there's something to this. So I started getting interested in learning how to do clinical hypnosis as well. Matter of fact, the third day of class that evening, I had already hypnotized actually one of my neighbors to quit smoking. So I came in the next day, the fourth day of class. I said, I hypnotized someone for smoking last night. And the teacher said, well, we're not even teaching that today. So I read ahead in the book. I was that excited about it. Matter of fact, by the end of class, I had people lined up coming to see me because I was speaking to people. Hey, I'm taking a hypnosis course, and people are interested. So I had people already set. So anyways, what I'm getting at is I started to get interested in clinical hypnosis during the course. And towards the end of the course, I had decided I was going to start doing clinical hypnosis instead of the comedy right away. Matter of fact, I didn't start doing comedy hypnosis in the park probably for another month or so. It was a while back, but within 3 months, I had 3 clinical offices, one in Sanford, Maine, one in Springville, Maine, and one in Biddeford, Maine, in the medical park here. So I had 3 offices running within 3 months doing clinical hypnosis. Now, this doctor who was all against it at the end was interested in doing comedy hypnosis. Isn't that funny? We had completely swapped. I wanted to do clinical. He decided he wanted to do comedy because he saw what could be done. So the point I'm getting at is if you decide to take a course, what you plan on doing when you come in is probably not going to be what you're going to do when you get out. When you see the opportunity of everything that's available to you, what kind of things you can really do once you know hypnosis, it'll probably change completely. Like I said, about a month later, I started doing comedy hypnosis shows. In fact, I was doing, I believe, 5, 2 on Friday, one on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, every single week. So that's what, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 shows every week. And it turned out to be the largest draw in the park. I got more people in my audience than even the bands did. So on an average show, I think I did them like 1 and 3 in the afternoon. Average show, I had probably about 200 to 300 people in the audience, which was awesome. Now you think, just in case you're thinking like that doctor, oh, comedy is so bad. Actually, comedy hypnosis was a wonderful thing. It helped me to be a much better hypnotherapist because in a comedy show, especially once I get used to doing it, and I started using instant inductions in the show, within about 5 to 10 minutes, I had everyone within 5 minutes, everyone on stage was in hypnosis. Within about 10 minutes, they were all deep enough to be able to operate on. Can you imagine that? Here's all these people on stage. I usually had anywhere from 10 to 20 people because I had 2 rows of chairs, and I would weed them down to the best ones, send some back out in the audience. But I would have these people deep enough, and you're going to learn with hypnosis as different levels. Okay, I had them in level 5 and 6, which is the anesthesia state. So deep enough to be able to operate on with no pain while their eyes were open, while they were running around. So it shows you the things I learned. You don't have to be relaxed to be hypnotized. You don't have to have your eyes closed. I've hypnotized people with their eyes open completely. And these people were so not relaxed that they were running around the stage, and I was creating hallucinations, both visually and audibly. It was amazing the things we could do. In fact, for a while at the end of the show, I would say, or at the beginning of the show, I said, if any of you make it throughout the whole show and I don't send you to the audience, if you have anything that you'd like to be hypnotized for afterwards, just come see me. And a lot of times at the end of the show, I usually have 2 or 3 people come up, and I was able to hypnotize them for pain management or quit smoking or whatever it was they wanted. But since they were already in hypnosis, I'd simply say, they say, I'm here for, I remember one was a cheerleader. She had some kind of a phantom pain in her knee, I believe it was. And a doctor said he couldn't do anything about it. So she came up with her parents and they said, can you please help? So I told her, okay, go ahead and close your eyes and sleep. And boom, she was out because she had already been through the show. And I told her that the pain was gone. She felt wonderful. She opened her eyes and it was gone. Half the time it would shock me that how easy it was to hypnotize these people after a show because they all went through these different levels and were in the deepest levels of hypnosis right on stage. In fact, I got them deeper in hypnosis than I probably did in most of my clinical sessions in the office. So that just lets you know that what you think is going to happen is probably not what will happen. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up was because we do have a live hypnotherapy or hypnosis certification course coming up in September. In fact, I'm looking at the date, September 24th. It's going to be a 6-day, look at this, for 6-day training on weekends. So every Saturday and Sunday, starting the 24th, for 3 weeks on Zoom. And the beauty of it is, yes, it's a group class, but we break you up into individual, what they call breakdown rooms, where you can get the individual practice. And Raluca and I both go from room to critique. As a result of the class, again, I learned how to do comedy as a result of the clinical class, because we teach you pretty much a little of everything, so you can do whatever you want once you graduate. You can go off into, different extension courses to learn more about it if you wanted to do past life regression or contacting spirits, but you really don't have to. You'll have the knowledge to be able to go out and start your business, whether it be whether you want to deal with smoking and weight loss or stress reduction, or if you want to do pain management or PTSD or painless childbirth. There's so many different things. A lot of people love the metaphysics, or even different kinds of comedy or corporate type shows or corporate sessions, group sessions for smoking, for productivity. There's so many different things you can do, and you learn all this. Oops, just hit my mic. You learn all this in one course. So take a look at the link below, and number one, you can download our free manual, which is the curriculum we use in class. You can download it for free right now. And in option 3, click on that. It'll take you to our live training coming up in September, so you can get an idea of what's in there, what kind of things we do, and take advantage of the early bird special we have going on right now, where you can save an awful lot on your tuition. So that's what I had for you today. And like I said, I didn't want to do hypnosis. I didn't want to be a hypnotherapist at first, but I'm glad that I went in, because for 30 years, it has changed my life. I became a hypnotherapist. I created the school, and we taught thousands and thousands of people worldwide with our book, with our classes, and helped them to become hypnotherapists as well. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate having you all in my community. Go ahead below this video to get your free manual and to learn more about our live training. And if you can't do a live training, we even have home study courses with the same exact training down there, and see all the benefits that we have for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.